Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels with studying? You put in the hours, but the results just aren't there? Well, if that's you, then you're in the right place. We're going to dive in and completely change the way you think about learning. But first, a quick question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how effective do you think your current study method actually is? Be honest. 1 is basically you're just staring at a textbook, and 10 is you're an absolute learning machine. Got your number? Okay, good. Just hang on to that for a few minutes. All right, so to really get to the bottom of what works, we've got to solve a little mystery. It's a puzzle you see in pretty much every school, everywhere. So picture this. You've got student A. This person studies for maybe 33 minutes a day, gets a solid 8 hours of sleep, actually has a social life, and somehow they're in the top 5% of their class. And then you have student B. This student is grinding it out for 4 hours every single day. They're sleep-deprived, stressed out, and are fighting just to keep a B average. So what's the deal here? What's the real difference? It's not about who's smarter, and it's definitely not about who's more dedicated. I mean, come on, student B is clearly working their tail off. It's not luck either. Here it is. The secret isn't about the time on the clock. It's all about the method. It boils down to the strategy, not the hours. See, student A is using active techniques, like doing practice tests and trying to teach the concepts to someone else. Meanwhile, student B is stuck in those old passive habits, like just rereading chapters and highlighting everything. And that one little difference, it changes the entire game. And listen, I know this from personal experience because for years, I was student B. I was completely caught in this unproductive cycle. I'll never forget this one night. It's 3 a.m., I'm in my dorm room, surrounded by a graveyard of empty coffee cups. I had just pulled a 12-hour nonstop marathon for a psychology exam. I thought I was a hero, right? I highlighted, I reread, I made these beautiful color-coded notes, and I bombed the test. I failed, miserably. And that night, it just forced me to admit something really tough. I was busy, yeah, but I had no idea how to actually be effective. Turns out, I was caught in something called the consumption trap. It's this myth that the more you consume, the more you read, the more videos you watch, the more you cram, the more you'll automatically learn. We kind of think our brains are like sponges, just soaking it all up. But that's not how it works. It's much more like a muscle, and it needs a very specific kind of workout to get stronger. And these, right here, these are the classic warning signs. You know you're in the trap when your textbook is so covered in highlighter it looks like a modern art piece. Or when you find yourself reading the same paragraph 5 times and your mind is just somewhere else. Or maybe you spend hours writing perfect notes that you never, ever look at again. Sound familiar? Okay, you need to see this. This is the formula that changed everything for me. Real learning isn't just about how much information you throw at your brain. It's a multiplication problem. It's the amount of info you take in times your ability to actually hold on to it, your retention rate. And this chart just makes it so clear. Look at student B. They put in 5 hours, but with a retention rate of only 10%, their effective study time is just 30 minutes. Now look at student A. They only study for 1 hour, but their strategy gives them a 50% retention rate. They end up learning the exact same amount, but they save 4 whole hours. It's incredible. So this is where it all changes. This is the big shift. We're moving away from that more is more grind and into a much smarter, more efficient way of doing things. The entire secret is moving from passive to active studying. Think about it like this. Passive studying, like rereading and highlighting, is like trying to fill a bucket that's full of holes. You can pour water in all day, but most of it is just going to leak right out. Active studying, things like practice tests or trying to explain a concept out loud, is like patching those holes first. The knowledge you pour in actually stays there. The moment I made this switch to active learning, my retention rate just skyrocketed. I'm talking it went from a pretty sad 10% all the way up to around 70%. It felt like I suddenly had a learning superpower. And the results were just undeniable. My study time was literally cut in half. And my grades, they went from a mix of B's and C's to straight A's. All because I changed how I was studying, not for how long. So right about now, you're probably thinking, okay, you sold me, but what do I actually do? Well, don't worry. I got you. Here's the exact playbook that you can start using tonight. It's just 6 simple steps. First, break your study sessions into shorter, really focused chunks. Think 30 to 60 minutes. Second, and this is a big one, test yourself before you start reviewing. It shows your brain what to look for. Third, use that test to figure out your weak spots and focus on those. Fourth, get active. Do practice questions, make flashcards, explain the topic out loud to your dog, whatever works. 5, try to connect the new stuff to things you already know. It builds stronger connections in your brain. And finally, number 6, and this one is a game changer, do a super quick review right before you go to sleep. Your brain does some amazing consolidation work overnight.
All right, let's circle back. Remember that number you thought of at the very beginning, your rating for your study habits? After hearing all this, would you give yourself the same score? If the answer is no, that's actually a great thing. It means you see a better way forward. It means you're ready to actually level up your learning. So the only question left is, are you going to do it?